Let me finish. Let me finish what I'm eating, and then we'll continue with the interview. I warmed a little almond milk up. Added some cinnamon and some chia seeds and some ginger. It's so comforting and it's warming me up. So let me finish this, and then we'll leave off where we left off. I'm gonna maybe do a little summary first, okay? Let me finish this. Okay, so I'm back. I feel cold still. Because I went and I brushed my teeth in cold water. So all the warm, hot almond milk I just undid everything. Okay, so let's summarize. What did we learn so far? Nothing. We learned there's 7 dimensions instead of 12. I thought there was 12. I've read that there was 12. Who knows? I'm not up there to see, so I have no clue. I know there's different parallel timelines in parallel universes, parallel existences. I guess those fall within the 12 or 7 dimensions. Oh, he's got like cat fur or something on me and on the tablet. Anyways, okay, so I learned there's possibly 7 dimensions, not 12 like I thought. Other than that, I didn't learn anything new. I already know that everything is infiltrated with lies. Institutions, religions, politics, schools, science, medical, all of that is mixed with truths and lies, so we will never know what is real. The media also, everything is like to keep us from knowing the real truth. Okay, he talked about that. We already know about that. And then we left off, we learned that the prime dimensions 1 and 7, because they're prime numbers, he mentioned briefly that those dimensions cannot be, there's not as much chaos as the other dimensions because it's a prime number. You can't multiply anything else into there. So therefore there's less chaos. There's less things going on. Theoretically speaking, that's what he said anyways. I'm saying theoretically speaking. He says that's the truth. I just don't know. Maybe. So far it's a theory because it hasn't been proven to me yet. It's just him talking is not proof, and I'm not there, so I don't know. I can't prove it. So perhaps. And we left off him wearing a ridiculous space costume. So it doesn't give what he says much credibility, and he wants it that way because then he's less likely to get censored. It's like weeding through the bullshit to get to the truths. If that is for you. The more absurd, the better, he said, because then it flies. He'll fly under the radar, right? He won't get censored. Okay, so we left off on paragraph 41. All right. Interviewer says, do I understand this correctly? All elite groups belong, so to speak, to a game that these groups themselves do not really understand, but still play and participate in the belief in something good, the development towards something good or perfect. Okay, so I think I read that already. Yes, people who don't know any better and they play along and they keep the system running smooth. It's a satanic system. They don't know they're being satanic. They don't know what their actions are regressive and satanic. It's just what they grew up into. It's just what they know. And because they grew up into it, they're comfortable in it. So if somebody shatters that knowing, it's harder to break free from that. Kind of limits their mind, right? I call them sellouts, you know, because they sell out to the evildoers. They've forgotten how to feel. Yeah, they've forgotten how to feel. All right, Alexander Laurent replies, something like that, but these elites do not include the power they do not include the power aristocracy courted on Earth. They are part and parcel of the extraterrestrial influence from the very beginning. Every one of them is genetically manipulated, including their blood relatives, and therefore, in many, a cold-hearted approach or view of humanity, they are spiritually and morally identical with an individual of the extraterrestrial species club that is stalking us. So the extraterrestrials are in control of the planet. They're the one who rule. So they're extraterrestrial, whatever they may be. I don't know. Reptilians, draconians, who knows? But because what they do, it's how they rule the world. That's all humans know, because we're raised into it. So it's like I was watching video yesterday. I was talking about, different cultures, different families who adopt children of different cultures. Like my friend, she had a Korean sister, and she was of India. Her dad was from India, and their mom was English. But she was adopted by Americans, so they assimilate into the American culture. So it's just like us, we assimilate into whatever we're born into. So extraterrestrials rule. We've learned how to behave like an extraterrestrial. So the highest elites, on the other hand, are partially responsible for the misery on Earth because they're so brainwashed, they're so duped, and they're so, money, 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 power, 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 ego-driven. Because they're really dumb. That's the only explanation I have. Because we're all born under the same earth. Like, some people know better, some people don't. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just really dumb. Or whatever. Okay, but under certain aspects, they can't be held responsible for their actions because they were so impressed by some of the positive techniques and possibilities of this extraterrestrial club that they assumed all other projects of this club to be positive because of the positive effects of these things. They were simply too enthusiastic about the great developments and insights that were presented to them. For example, how to bring the body back into a healthy balance. See, I don't know. I disagree with that. I was born and raised in public school. I went to private school. I was raised the same way. I was born here on the same earth. Yet, I don't relate to these people who have had such a big impression left over by the extraterrestrials, about, who the controllers left such an impression on these people. I've always been rebellious. I've always been different. I've always been feeling. I never go with the crowd, Yet I was born in the same place. So these people are highly impressionable. That's just the way it is. Imagine if everybody was filled with people like me who are rebellious, don't listen to anybody but their own gut. Even if it's wrong, we listen to our gut and we learn along the way, right? Usually my gut is not wrong though. Yeah. So I always say it's like victim and perpetrator. One cannot exist without the other. If we have a perpetrator out there trying to scam everybody, there's got to be takers. There has to be fools. If there weren't any fools, then the scammer is shit out of luck, right? And then he'd have to change his career because he's not making any money on scamming people, because nobody is a fool. So I don't know why there's a difference between me and everybody else. I don't know. Is it backbone? Is it DNA? Is it stubbornness? Is it strength? I don't know. So, yes, these people are highly impressionable. Is it their fault? Partially, yes. Yes, it is. You can't entirely blame the perpetrator. Also, this place is a manifesting place. Whatever you manifest from your subconscious creates into the material realm. So if you look at things like that holistically, they are partly to blame. Okay, so is it their fault for being ignorant? Is it their fault for being naive? Yes, until they learn otherwise. All right? So yes, they are partly to blame. And then they learn, and then they can't be blamed anymore, right? So maybe this is what this world, this earth plane is all about. To be wiser. To not be the fool, right? To be wiser, not let people scam you. It's growth. And it's about strength and growth. To be stronger, more wise. Okay, back to this thing here. Interviewer says, yes, that would explain a lot. But the viewer might ask himself the question, why these beings stick so closely to their definition of the absolute survival of an intelligent species? Why doesn't this club leave it up to an intelligent species to decide whether or not it will perish? Whether it wants to exist digitally or not. Whether it wants to go through all this civilizing torture in this long technical developmental path. This interviewer I would never ask some of these questions that this interviewer is asking. These questions of her, they're already self-explanatory. So anyways, let's see what Alexander says. What I say, yes, we're here. Our bodies want to survive. Yes, we're tired. Part of us wants to die. Part of us wants to survive. Which are you going to feel more though? Which are you going to lean toward more, right? It changes daily, We're here for a reason. We're here to learn. We're here on a mission. If we just die, we're never going to complete our mission. I get it. We're tired. Some of us do want to die. If apocalypse happened and a whole asteroid came and destroyed the Earth, it would be a relief, right? Everybody died at the same time. It would be a relief because I'm tired. But at the same time, if that's not going to happen, I have to keep going, right? I'm not going to voluntarily kill myself. It's just such a weird question she asked. All right, interviewer, Alexander Laurent replies, yes, they play a significant role in the mechanics of control. Some secret factions of the power elites who truly strive for freedom for humanity are influenced by the reptiloid species living beneath the Earth's surface. Thus, even the few freedom-loving groupings are subtly controlled and influenced. The reptiloid species does this because it is forced to act in this way because of its suffered earthly fate. The freedom-loving elites consider it a confidant and a good friend, which is a lie. Okay, so the reptilians, let's talk about them. The reptilians remind me of the Chinese in China. Not the Chinese people all like, running around everywhere. I'm talking about the government, the CCP. So the reptilians and the CCP, what they have in common is they treat each other like shit. So when like the normal people, not normal, not the typical person, the people who are aware that reptilians exist, when we talk about them, we're like, oh, we hate reptilians. We hate them all. They all suck. It's like saying all Chinese people suck, right? Or all black people suck, or all white people suck. It's not true. They don't all suck. Just like everybody of certain races, there are good people in it and there are bad people in it. I watched one of these regression videos, like was it a QHHT? The Dolores, how she, what is her name? Dolores, you know who I mean. I'm having a brain block right now. Dolores Cannon, right? who hypnotized people. So I watched Anne Wiseman. No, what was her name? Alta Wiseman. Names are not coming to me right now. I watched one of the hypnotherapists regress a man, and one of the past lives or parallel lives, one of the lives that he also lived, one of his consciousness beings, was also a reptilian, and he suffered at the hands of reptilians. They enslave their own kind. So there's different levels, classifications of reptilians. There's soldiers, and there's also elites. It's all like a hierarchy system, just like we have here. And I say what they have in common with the CCP and the people in the government in China is because the government, they treat their citizens like crap. They don't ensure that they have human rights. They treat them like crap. Same for the secret space program. They treat their secret super soldiers like crap. They torture them. They traumatize them. They do whatever it takes to use them for their own gain. So the turmoil that some of the Chinese people are facing, how the government treats them, is the same as the reptilians. So reptilians are also have their rights trampled on. So they're not all bad. And it's like the CCP is a very narcissistic government. And it's like a trickle-down effect. So the top of the government is very narcissistic. And then the citizens, and it trickles down the narcissism. It trickles down to the citizens. And the citizens, they learn how to, they learn to be narcissistic as well. And they don't get it. It just becomes part of their lifestyle. Like, they don't even know they're narcissistic. It's just normal to them. So, the reptilians are the same. So, it goes back to me saying, like, why do the people, why are they affected like this? I don't know. Like, again, victim and perpetrator. Maybe they're not strong enough to fight back. They don't know what to do. They've forgotten how to feel. They don't have a strong backbone. It just goes back to the same questions I have. Why? What's the difference between... I don't know. It's different for me, though. I'm here in America. I don't have my rights trampled on like they do have in China. They can't... You can't speak badly of their, of their government. They can't have freedom of religion. So I'm going to say it's different there. Life is harder there. So life is harder there to be themselves. Makes sense to me more why people are ignorant there. Because they don't have that many freedoms, okay? But I don't know. I still think, like, source is within you, that source energy, your gut feeling, your higher self that drives you. Maybe that's stronger in some people than others, or maybe maybe some people choose to listen and some don't choose to listen. I don't know. Anyways, I am reading here, right? It's getting long, so let's stop it and resume in the next video.